Hey, 7th and 8th graders, it's Mrs. Wilkie here. I'm going to be your math teacher for the year, and our class is kind of unique because it has 7th and 8th graders in it. Some of you are in my crew class, so hi again. Um, Others of you I had last year when you were in 7th grade math, and some of you I haven't had at all. So I'm really looking forward to an exciting year. It's a little different, but we'll get through it and it'll be great. We're going to start off with our first assignment, and it's going to be just to kind of ease you back in. I want to get to know about you. I know that we're not all seeing each other face to face, but I still want to get to know you guys. I want to know the things you like, the things you don't like, and just start off on that foot. So we're going to do an icebreaker. It's a Netflix icebreaker. And what we're going to do is first, we're going to go through the copy that I made that tells you guys a little bit about me. And then we'll go through the instructions and what I'm expecting you guys to do. So let's get started. All right, so the screen should kind of look familiar, a little bit like the Netflix home screen, but instead it says, "Welcome to the virtual icebreakers." On your first slide, it should still kind of look like the Netflix screen when you're searching for your shows. But I want to know, what did you guys binge on break? So that can be shows, that can be apps, it can be just anything that took up a lot of your time on break. What were you super into? So my husband and I watched The Office a lot. We watched it 10 or more times now, but over break we watched it again. So I binged The Office over break. I also binged a little bit of TikTok. Miss Van Swall, Miss Overweg, Miss Highboom and I have a teacher TikTok. So we stay up on the trends and try to make some funny TikToks for you guys. My husband and I also binge watched or are binging on still the Detroit Tigers. So once baseball season was given the okay to go, we've been watching the Detroit Tigers ever since. They're our team. We love them. We usually go to at least one game every year. Not this year, but we're watching everything we can on TV. Another thing I binged is the game Fall Guys. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it or not, but my niece and my nephew got me hooked on it. And super challenging, super tough. I can't beat it, but I'm still addicted to it. I love it. And then the other thing that I binged on was family time. I have a super big family. I have 3 older brothers who all have kids, and my family is super, super close. So we spent a lot of time together over break. So I also binged on some family time. So that's my family there. My brothers, their wives, my mom, and then my husband's parents and brother. And then my nieces and nephews are down here. They're a little bit older. This was 2 years ago, but still pretty recent pictures. So that's what I binged on over break. And then this next one is, what did you eat and drink over break? What were your go-to snacks after you got up at, 10, 11 o'clock? What'd you go for? So my big things are Cheez-Its and Dr. Pepper. If I had those 2 for the rest of my life, I'd be happy. But I also got kind of hooked on Big B coffee over the summer. And then tacos, pizza, and purple Powerade are my go-to meals. If we've had a busy day, don't want to cook much, boom, that's what we go for. So these things on the conveyor belt, if I had those for the rest of my life, I'd be golden. The next slide says, what apps did you use over break? So all of these apps are going to be in the middle here around my floating head, and you're going to drag the ones you used over to the left and the ones you didn't use over to the right. So you can see what I used here: YouTube for school stuff, Disney Plus. I want to know if any of you guys have watched Mulan on Disney Plus yet. Let me know if you have. But a lot of Netflix, Spotify, the normal apps. The ones I didn't use, though, are Prime Video, Apple Music. I'm not even sure what that one is, to be honest. If you guys do, let me know. SoundCloud, Kindle, and Hulu. I didn't really use much of those over break. Then I want to know, who have you been talking or texting to on break? Who are your friends? Who do you talk to? Who do you see? Who do you hang out with? My first one is Mr. Wilkie. We talk a lot. If we're not together, we're texting, we're calling each other. Otherwise, there's Miss Van Swell, Miss Overweg, and Miss Highbloom and I have been all talking this summer. I really could add Mr. Parr and Mr. Hammond on there as well. And then the fifth one is my mom. So I told you guys that I have a super big family. My mom and I are extremely close. There's lots of text messages sent to her throughout the day too, but those are my top 5. If you have more than 5, put them on there. I want to know who your friends are, who you hang out with. This next slide says, were you able to do anything fun over break? So I was able to go camping with my family a lot, which is a lot of fun for us. We like to go camping. I went to the zoo, so I watched my niece and my nephew over break, and I took them to the zoo one day, and it was pretty cool. I don't know if you guys went this summer, but if you did, they had these big Lego displays of like every animal. So next to the tigers, they had a few tiger Lego displays, like huge, real life looking things. It was pretty awesome. And then I got to go up north for a few days. My husband and I went up north and just jumped around up there, Traverse City and whatnot, and we loved doing that. So those are some fun things I got to do over break. We're going to continue to the next slide because that's going to be our last one. So the next one I want you to do is a virtual locker. I want you to give me 10 things that you would put in the locker to describe about yourself. So you guys don't have actual lockers this year, but if you did, how would you decorate it? What would be in there? If I opened it, how would I know that that's your locker? So I'm going to describe the things I have in here. I have on the top, there's an album for an artist named Quinn92. I don't know if you guys know him. If you do, awesome. If not, that's cool. He's actually an artist from Michigan. My brother introduced me to his music, and it's pretty good. I love it. I have a music note because I love music. I like to turn it on all the time. There's not a lot of quiet moments, so my music note's in there. I have a Marvel sticker because my husband introduced me to the Marvel movies about 2-3 years ago, and we binge watched them all. Love them. I could watch them again. I do watch them again, so I have a Marvel sticker there. Detroit Tigers, I told you guys I'm a super big fan of them, so that's got to be in there. I have a baseball bat because baseball is one of my favorite sports. There's a football in there because my family's a big football family. My husband and his brothers and his dad were big football fans, so it's kind of continued on into our family. I have an A because my name is Abby. I have a water bottle because I drink a lot of water at school. And I know it's a Hydro Flask. I'm not a Visco girl, don't worry. And then I have some books because I love to read. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of my PowerPoint and show you guys the PowerPoint that you're going to be looking at and editing and turning in. So if I come over here, you're going to get a student copy. So all of you will have your own copy that you're going to get to edit. So just leave this front page alone, this welcome to the virtual icebreakers, just leave that one. The instructions are kind of on each page. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so on the second one, I want to know, what did you binge on break? So, binge means what were you doing over break? What were the things that took up the most of your time? So it can totally be shows that you watched on Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus. It can be video games that you were obsessed with, apps, anything that took up your time on break. It was your go-to thing to do when you were bored. Put it in there, put a picture. I want at least 5, so fill those gray boxes. If you want to put more down here, you absolutely can, but you don't have to. So at least 5 things. Our next slide is the food. So what do you drink? What do you eat? What are your favorite foods and drinks? I want you to put a picture of them on here. You can get rid of my Bitmoji if you want. If you want to keep me there, though, totally fine. Up to you. These images you're just going to find off of Google. So you can Google search them, copy them, paste them in. We're good. The next one is the icons of the apps that you used. So if you used TikTok, you're going to drag it over to this left side and plop it there because you used it. If you did not use Twitter, you're going to plop it over on this right side because you didn't use it. So did use on the left, did not on the right. Just sort them out. That's all you got to do on that one. On this 5th slide, you're going to tell me, who have you been talking or texting to? So list some people in there. Give me at least three people. If you want to put 10 on there, you can. That's fine with me. The next slide, it's going to ask you, were you able to do anything fun over break? So it doesn't have to be like, did you go somewhere? It can just be, did you do anything fun? Did you, I don't know, anything that you did that you think was fun and that you remember. So think back, what did I do over break? And whatever sticks out to you, you can put here. You can type bullets. You can type sentences. It's up to you what you want to do. It's totally fine. And then the next one is the locker. So in the locker, you're going to give me 10 things that tell about who you are. So there's some ideas here on the left in this gray box. You can tell me, if you have pictures of your pets, if you have favorite movies, hobbies, sports, music you like, whatever. 10 things put in that locker, okay? You're going to have to make them pretty small, but I'll still be able to see what they are. Okay? Those are the slides that you have to do. These next slides over here on the left, slides 9, 10, 11, all the way through 18, are just pictures of different things. So like this one has foods and drinks on it. There's some musical instruments on this one. If you're in band or orchestra, you can include that. Okay, but you can take any of these pictures that are on these slides and put them into yours. So you can copy them and paste them into your locker slide or wherever they fit. You do not have to use my pictures. If you want to use pictures that you find on Google that tell about who you are, that are appropriate, that's totally fine, okay? But these are just here in case you want to use them. All right, so you're going to go through the PowerPoint that I give you. You're each going to get a copy of it on Google Classroom. You're going to go through the PowerPoint, put in your own things. The directions are right on the slides. But like I said, I want to get to know about you guys, okay? So I might ask you some questions after you turn it in. So you're going to finish it. You're going to turn it in on Google Classroom. And then I'm going to be the only one that looks at it. So I'm going to check it out. I'm going to see what you guys are into. I might ask you some questions, and I want you to respond to those questions too, okay? If you get done with this and you have extra time, there's a picture of a mask, and I want you to decorate the mask how you would decorate it if you could have free reign. So appropriate pictures, but I want them to be pictures that tell me about you again, okay? If you guys have any questions, feel free to Google chat me, email me. I'm available, so just let me know if you have any questions at all. This is due on Friday. So on Friday, at the end of the day, I expect it turned in, and it's just going to be a credit or no credit. So if you turn it in, you get credit for it. If you don't turn it in, you don't get credit for it, okay? If you guys have any questions at all, like I said, let me know. All right, I look forward to meeting you guys.